Hello students, today we are meeting again for the discussion of the next topic in your writing section, that is speech writing. Now in this part of the video I shall be explaining you what is speech writing and what is the format and what the components of writing a speech. So carefully listen to it and we are going to discuss the speech writing now. So dear students, firstly we shall start with a brief introduction that what is speech writing. Now a speech is an effective medium to communicate a message you feel strongly about. It is a process to convince the audience towards some particular agenda. And speech enable a person to directly connect to a large number of people. So basically a persuasive speech must be carefully prepared and is based on a well written manuscript. So it is important to make the objectives of the speech clear and always keep the target audience and the occasion in mind. Now we shall discuss the components of speech, which includes, at number 1 we have introduction. Now what are the things that should be included in the introduction? So firstly, you should start by greeting the chief guest or guests, fellow speakers if there is anyone, and the audience. So the first step is start with greetings the audience. Next is specify the occasion of the speech. And you can start it with the quote or a question to win the attention of the audience. Next is announce the topic of your speech. Now while announcing the topic, you should keep in mind that it can be just a single word or phrase or a sentence. The title should be very catchy, thought-provoking, inviting or surprising. So the title should give a fair idea of what the reader is expected to read or expected to speak. Next point is start with a striking pre-speech note to interest your audience. Now here you can fill the beginning of your speech with concrete statements that are backed by facts, numbers or statistics. This will create interest among the audience. Next point is you can also refer to some recent issue that affects the audience, an anecdote or a story or historical reference. It can give you a good kind of beginning. Now here you may describe specific examples so that the audience can grasp the concepts and relate to the speech. So the purpose is the same, just to create the interest among the audience. Now the next component of speech is exposition of the topic. Here we are having 3 points to be kept in mind while speaking. Okay, so the first one is build up a sequence of ideas. Now it refers to that a good speech may consist of several paragraphs, but an introductory, explanatory and a concluding paragraph is a must. So each paragraph must deal with one main idea or point of arguments, and that idea or point must be explained in subsequent sentences. Now before writing speech, be clear about why you are writing it, whether to inform, to persuade, to entertain or to convince people. So basically clarity of purpose will ensure clarity of thought, style and vocabulary. Now each paragraph should deal with only one major idea which is conveyed in a single sentence. and all other sentences should contain supporting ideas. So all the sentences basically must follow the coherence. They must be coherent to each other. Coherence means the proper arrangement and interrelation of ideas and sentences. So if in a paragraph one idea or sentence leads to another in such a manner that there is a continuous logical progression of thought, it will have the quality of coherence or clarity. Next point under exposition of the topic is to support your ideas, look for most relevant examples, evidences, or data. Now, it may refer to the research on a topic leads to good writing. Now, information on any topic can be easily collected from books, newspaper, magazines, and websites. So, students who do their research well will never fall short of points to write on. So, this makes your speech more relevant and interesting. The last point is present your evidences in an interesting way. So whatever the example, data or evidences you are presenting before the audience, you should present it in a very interesting way. The next component of speech is to sum up your speech. Now summarize the most important points in your speech, but do not repeat them. So summing up of all the important points, so all the facts and datas and the things that are very, very important to be mentioned in the last, must be summed up. The last component of the speech writing is conclusion. Now depending on the purpose of your speech, conclude with the call for an action, an appeal, a warning, a request, or an expression of thanks. So this is how you're going to conclude your speech. Now dear students, this is all about the format and the components of speech writing. In the next part of the video, we shall discuss one of the example of speech writing. Thank you.